Following a string of performances this past summer, a lot of fans expected Playboi Carti to use those show dates as a way to kickstart the rollout of his third studio album, IAMMUSIC. However, in typical Carti fashion, he would go quiet on fans after the performances. And yet again now, we have gone through another summer without a brand new Carti album. And I swear to God, my ass is going to graduate college before this thing fucking drops. But fresh off a brand new Billboard cover story, Carti seems to be building up hype once again to kickstart the rollout for, what is this, a fourth or fifth time now? Like a complete fucking idiot, I'm all excited again. People are speculating about release dates. Is it September 13th? Is it October 4th? Swamp Izzo's tweeting about big red dots. And most importantly, Playboi Carti himself has confirmed that this project is dropping this year. So without wasting any more time, let's just get right into all the details we have regarding Playboi Carti's highly anticipated album. We've been waiting almost 3 years at this point. I Am Music. As I spoke on in the intro, we last left off with Playboi Carti doing that run of performances over the summertime. And it first kicked off in Chicago with Summer Smash 2024. Carti played those 6 tracks he dropped in the wintertime for the first time live, along with premiering All Red, G-Wagon, and overall promising fans that the album was coming. Now, in between Summer Smash and the Europe shows, a lot of fans were hoping that one of the shows over in Germany, Vienna, etc. would be live streamed, and 2, Carti would play new tracks at, some of the shows. Maybe he would give some new info about the album, but these shows overseas were literally like carbon copies of the Summer Smash set. Carti's performances at Splash Festival in Germany, Rolling Loud Vienna, and Open Air Frauenfeld would ultimately be pretty uneventful, but at least the fans over there got to see Carti live. But after those shows, Carti would once again go quiet on fans, escaping the limelight, which was to a lot of people's surprise. A lot of people thought he was getting ready to drop the album over the summer by premiering All Red at these shows, and the leaked Sex's Death IG, like the close friends Instagram story where it was like the summer music graphic. Carti clearly had different plans though. With Carti going quiet, we would get a shit ton of info dumps, and this info really ranges from holy shit that's fascinating to you just said nothing at all. I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want to share every detail, but I want to share what I think's relevant and interesting if you haven't seen these already. We're going to start out with the first info dump, which came from an interview with insiders Heaven or Hell and Hogan. Now, take all this info with a grain of salt, but from the interview with those two, we would get the following details. Carti made 50 songs back in December-January. Baby Boy and Music are, quote, distinct projects sonically, aka they sound very different. Killers was sent around to DJs to premiere. The 2024 beat was stolen from another producer. Carti was supposed to play Problem Child on a radio show. Antagonist was a forced tour by the label. And Narcissist was scrapped due to sample clearances and Carti believing that he sounded too much like Future. I said it in the last Carti update video. I'm usually a guy who sides with the artists over the labels, but Carti's label's low-key fucking cooking. That Antagonist tour, because the first thing was that they were trying to get him to drop fucking All Red. And I was like, he should put that shit on the album. And then they're telling him you should go on tour with your Opium guys, because it was going to be Homicide Gang, Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, and then Carti as the last fucking performer on one tour. I was going to see that shit in Chicago. They canceled it. I get fucking heated, man. That could have been so fun. I could have had such a good fucking time at the United Center, so he took it away from me. The next info dump will come on July 16th, and we would learn some pretty interesting information here as well. Firstly, one of the songs that Carti had been premiering at festivals that fans have been calling G-Wagon, that song, I guess, is officially known as Fuck On My DJ. That's the official title. Also, we learned that Carti was supposed to drop an album in January of 2022 that consisted of all leaks. According to insiders, Lil Uzi Vert, Kanye, Skepta, and many more artists have recorded for music, but right now, Lil Wayne and NBA Youngboy are confirmed features. They would also say that the album will have 20 plus songs, with expectations being that at least one song will feature Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, or Homicide Gang, the members of Carti's Opium label. Last info dump would come just a few days later on the 23rd of July, and we would hear some very interesting information about the 2023 version of music that Carti was planning to drop. First, this badass cover art would be shared for the first time. It was allegedly just a concept and not the locked-in, like, official cover art for the album, but I love the Cannibal Corpse reference. Along with the cover, insiders would confirm that A$AP Rocky and Carti aren't on the best of terms right now. Problem Child is still supposedly on music. Travis Scott is basically a guaranteed feature on the album. And then finally, Carti has worked with producer Ethereal pretty recently. And if you don't know, Ethereal is pretty important to Carti's early career, definitely played a big part in helping Carti craft his sound, so that's fucking great to hear. I had to mention it. I guess he worked with Carti. I guess he worked with Filthy anyway, when Filthy was working with Carti during the Narcissist era, and he was even there for the early music era in 2022, so like I said, had to mention it. Now we're out of info dump hell, and we can get on to the other news. In mid-July, this snippet starts going around of a Future and Carti song. The song is allegedly called Really I'm Trim, and producer TM88 would basically like tweet at it or some shit like, now this is never dropping. And then ATL Jacob would actually reply to him and say, no, they haven't heard what the other feature is on the song yet. This is still coming out. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Future and Carti in a few minutes here, so I'll save most of this for then. But on August 7th, Travis Scott would randomly post on Instagram this huge fucking announcement. Basically, he would announce this Opium Cactus Jack Super Show, this concert, Double O Cactus or Double O Baptist, what the fuck am I saying? But yeah, it's basically this 2-day show in alignment with Complex Con out in Vegas, November 16th and November 17th. Gonna be fucking awesome for sure. Kind of wish they picked a better goddamn city to hold this in than fucking Las Vegas. Travis would attach a snippet to this post though, confirming we have more Travis Scott, Playboi Carti on the way for sure. Can't wait to hear it. And then apparently this would lead to the unveiling of apparently there's a real song out there called Fiend 2 that like everybody, including myself, was like, there's no fucking way this exists. The insiders were like trying to pull some bullshit. And then I think it was fucking Pop, like a trusted insider came forward and confirmed that song exists and people apparently have it. I don't know. I refuse to believe that they named that song Fiend fucking 2, but crazier shit has fucking happened. But on the 13th of August, a whole lot of shit would go down involving group buys and insider information, so we got to talk about this a little bit. First off, insiders would come forward and say that a date has been locked in for the release of IAMMUSIC. The album is officially coming out. It should not be delayed again, and this was fucking it. By the way, the date's already been moved again. With this, though, number one, they're just telling us what they know. And number two, they would confirm some songs that are allegedly on the track list for now, set to be on the record. This might change. The tracks listed would be Problem Child, Skinny Jeans, Do the Most, All Red, and G-Wagon, which we now know as Fuck on My DJ. Also being put on the project, which we've kind of known for a few months now, are the 6 tracks that Carti dropped on socials back in the wintertime last year. They're going to be on there as like bonus tracks in a sense. Then of course with the group buy, we would get Homicide 555 and Wake Up featuring Travis Scott, 2 unreleased Carti tracks that would release, both of which being very solid in my opinion. They're pretty good. They're alright. Added them to my comp. But it was a snippet with a music video that really got everyone in the Carti community talking. And we got to get into this, man. In the clip, Carti can be heard rapping over the beat of Tommy Wright III's song, Meet Your Maker. And before I heard Meet Your Maker, I've never heard this song before, man. I also heard this snippet and was like, wow, what the fuck is going on? It's a very bold move to rap over a beat like that, especially for Carti with his vocal stylings. And then I heard Meet Your Maker, and I fucking got it. I encourage anyone who like had a negative reaction to that snippet, genuinely go listen to the original fucking song. Like, this shit is dominating my playlist, bro. What the fuck? What? The world did Tommy Wright III wrong, man. I was too young. I don't know what the fuck happened. Wasn't my fault. This man should have been famous. That song fucking kicks ass. Now that I've heard the original too, I definitely would love to hear what Carti could do with this beat, with his various different vocal stylings. He could easily play with going baby voice, then going deep voice on a beat like this. Unfortunately, this song is apparently scrapped, left in 2023, but definitely a grail for me now. I'd love to hear the full version of this thing. Fucking fascinating. But don't be distracted. Don't get caught up with Tommy Wright and Meet Your Maker, because we gotta remember, the big headline out of that info dump is that Carti's album has a release date officially set. And 10 days after that news was shared, Carti would return to socials and start to get active on Instagram. First, Carti would post a picture of himself in an Allen Iverson jersey on the 24th of August, and then 2 days later on the 26th, Carti would post a screenshot of himself on FaceTime with The Weeknd. And both of those stories would go on this Sex is Death highlight. Sex is Death, of course, being Carti's, was it creative manager or some shit? Some fucking title like that, I don't care. Then a week later on his Opium Finsta account, Carti would post a whole ass photo shoot to Instagram with him posing up with some cash and a Penny Hardaway jersey with the caption featuring a possible lyric on an upcoming track and Baby Boy. But the next day after those pics were posted by Carti, insiders would come forward and clarify a few things about that whole, release date is locked in and not being delayed again business. On the 2nd of September, Insider Pop would come forward and say that Carti's album was originally going to drop on the 13th of September, which is of course his birthday. However, that is now no longer the case, as he has pushed the date back for future, as he will be releasing his mixtape on that date. I really don't think you could find a better date for Carti to drop this album than September 13th. It's his fucking birthday. It's Friday the 13th with all the opium aesthetics and everything. But nah. Just seems like the stars are aligning. But nah. It's fine. However, 4 days after this news of Carti pushing the album release date back, Pop would provide yet another update on the September 13th situation and now say that Carti will be dropping something on that date, but rather than dropping the whole album, he will be releasing a single, apparently confirmed to be by a UMG rep, the Grail All Red. Carti has pretty much confirmed this as well, or at least confirmed that All Red will be dropping soon, as he would share a screenshot of a tweet on his Instagram story confirming that he was on his way to go film a music video for the song. We have literally been waiting on this track for over 2 years. It has been that long since that snippet first fucking dropped, and apparently this week we are going to get this thing with a music video as well. I can't fucking believe it. Friday the 13th cannot come soon enough. Now, on the 3rd of September, Billboard would go ahead and release the interview they did with Playboi Carti back at Summer Smash in June. Carti would star on the cover, and while the pictures went pretty hard, Carti would share some pretty bland information regarding his life and the upcoming album. Honestly, not much info of substance would be revealed. Carti would reveal that fans sent his mother some flowers to thank her for birthing him, but the only really interesting detail about music I think that's worth sharing is that Carti would confirm that IAMMUSIC will be releasing before the end of the year in 2024, which I kind of figured, because how the hell are you going to brand an album 2024 music and put it out in fucking 2025? But 2 days after the interview was made public, Carti would make a rare public appearance at Billboard's 2024 Hip Hop Power Players event, accepting his award for Artist of the Year. But Carti would step in front of a far bigger crowd 2 days after this event. On September 7th, Playboi Carti would make a surprise appearance at The Weeknd's concert in São Paulo, not only performing Fiend, but also premiering a brand new track between himself and Abel, believed to be called Timing. The song sounds fucking awesome, and I believe it's going to be on Abel's upcoming album Hurry Up Tomorrow, as this entire show was pretty much set to usher in his new and final album era. But honestly, no matter who drops this thing, I just can't wait to hear it in high streaming quality. Mike Dean went crazy on the synths. They sounded fucking crazy. Carti's verse is awesome too with the Die-Lit callback. Great shit. Now here's where I'm wrapping up the video. I'd like to say, it looks like Carti's closing in on releasing an album here, but I know how this shit fucking goes. It's going to be a very interesting couple of months for Playboi Carti as the year comes to a close. He's unfortunately made a habit out of building up massive hype only to ghost fans and not capitalize on the insane anticipation he crafted with dropping the album. I sure hope that doesn't happen again after he drops All Red, but with Carti, never say never. We just got a new project from Destroy Lonely, Love Lasts Forever. I've been listening to it nonstop since it released. Ken Carson is believed to be dropping More Chaos in October. So the question is, when will Playboi Carti release IAMMUSIC? Some people are still sticking with the September 13th date. Others are swearing by the October 4th release date. And of course, he could stretch it to November for the Travis Scott joint show, but let's not do that. But no matter when Carti drops, hopefully still this year, the one thing that is clear at this point is that this record is going to be special. Between what we heard last winter with the 6 tracks dropping on socials and Carti's strong features this entire year, we really got to recognize that we're in the midst of a truly special era. IAMMUSIC is no longer simply just an album at this point. For Playboi Carti, this project is going to be a statement. And with that, that is all the information we have regarding Playboi Carti's long-awaited album, IAMMUSIC, or is it music? Who the fuck knows? Will it ever drop? Probably not. That rhymed, kind of. If you want to go ahead and follow me on socials, you can find me on Twitter at DigitalXDWNLD, and on Instagram, just Casey Culkin. Gonna be coming at you guys next with a weekend video talking about his upcoming album, and of course the show he just had over the weekend. But until next time, I will see ya in the next one.